1967 from San Marino, or Interclub d'Escaldes. So we can start to draw the one seeded versus unseeded. And we can determine the first pairing of the Champions Pass in the Conference League. And the first leg at home will be the semi-finalist 2, as mentioned, La Fiorita 1967 or Interclub d'Escaldes.
They will play against the team from match 5, Balkani or FK Žalgiris Vilnius.
So, La Fiorita 1967 or Interclub d'Escaldes versus Balkani from Kosovo or FK Žalgiris Vilnius, Lithuania is the first. Now, the draw becomes open and we draw the remaining 2 pairings out of the seeded teams. The first team drawn will play the first leg at home. And it will be the teams of match 1, Malmö FF or the preliminary round winner.
And they will play against the teams from match 4, which will be the New Saints or Linfield.
So the second pairing of the Group 1 will be Malmö FF from Sweden or the winners of the preliminary round. And they play against the New Saints FC from Wales or Linfield FC from Northern Ireland. And now, one pairing left, and we determine which pairing will play the first leg at home. Match 2, Ludogorets or Sutjeska.
And they, of course, will play against the teams from match 3, FK Bodo Glimt or KI Klaksvik.
So this concludes the first group with PFC Ludogorets 1945 from Bulgaria versus FK Sutjeska Montenegro. And they play then versus FK Bodo Glimt from Norway or KA Klaksvik from Faroe Island. Now, let's focus on Group 2 and let's see which teams are in Group 2 or which pairings are in Group 2. On the seeded side, Match 6, KKS Lech Poznan from Poland or Karabakh FK from Azerbaijan. Match 7, AJSK Shrinsky from Bosnia-Herzegovina or FC Sheriff Tiraspol from Moldova. Match 8, SK Slovan Bratislava from Slovakia or FC Dynamo Batumi from Georgia. Match 9, F91 Dudelange from Luxembourg or KF Tirana from Albania. Match 10, Shamrock Rovers FC from Republic of Ireland or Hibernians FC from Malta. And then on the unseeded side, we have the semi-finalist of the UCL preliminary round, which would be FC Levadia Tallinn from Estonia or Víkingur Reykjavik from Iceland. So let's start as well with the draw of Group 2. And we start with the unseeded versus seeded. And let's have a look who will play. The first leg at home would be the pairing of match 10, Rovers and Hibernians.
And they will play against the team from semi-finalist 1 of the preliminary round, Levadia Tallinn or Víkingur Reykjavik.
This concludes the first pairing of Group 2, Shamrock Rovers FC from Republic of Ireland or Hibernians FC from Malta versus the semi-finalist 1. Now, the draw becomes again open. And we determine 2 more pairings of Group 2. And we have match 9, Dudelange or Tirana.
And they will be playing against the teams from match 7, HSK Zrinski or Sheriff Tiraspol.
This is the second fixture in Group 2, F91 Dudelange from Luxembourg or KF Tirana from Albania versus HSK Zrinski from Bosnia-Herzegovina or FC Sheriff Tiraspol from Moldova. one more pairing left in Group 2. Let's have a look, which will be the first team drawn and therefore play the first leg at home. It will be match 6, so KKS/Poznan or Karabakh FK.
And as you can anticipate, they play against the teams from match 8, Slovan Bratislava or Dynamo Batumi.
So this concludes as well Group 2 with KKS/Poznan from Poland or Karabakh FK from Azerbaijan. They may play against SK Slovan Bratislava from Slovakia or FC Dynamo Batumi from Georgia. Now, let's focus on the third group. And here we have 3 seeded and 1 unseeded. The seeded teams or pairings, FC Punic from Armenia or CFR 1907 Cluj from Romania. Match 12, FC Tobol Kostanay from Kazakhstan or Ferencváros TC from Hungary. Match 13, FC Skopje 1927 from North Macedonia or Lincoln Red Imps FC from Gibraltar. And then the unseeded team will be the finalist of the UCL preliminary round. Let's start as well with Group 3. So,
No, here.
yes, thank you. Now we determine the pairing, who will be first home, the first leg. And this will be the pairing of match 11, FC Punic Armenia or CFR 1907 Cluj.
And they will be paired against the defeated finalists from the Champions League preliminary round.
That keeps us one more pairing in the last group to determine which team now.
No, now it's 3.
Sorry.
This one. Yeah.
Yes. Let's do the last pairing with 2 pairings left, match 12 and match 13. And we see who will play the first leg at home. Match 12, FC Tobol Kostanay from Kazakhstan or Ferencváros from Hungary.
And to complete this group, they will play against the teams from match 13, Skopje or Lincoln Red Imps.
This concludes the draw as well for the Champions Pass. FC Tobol Kostanay from Kazakhstan or Ferencváros TC from Hungary versus FC Skopje 1927 from North Macedonia or Lincoln Red Imps FC from Gibraltar. This concludes now the draw for the Champions Pass, and we can move on to the main pass. But first, once again, the technical procedure from Tom.
Yes, thank you, Toby. And as you mentioned earlier, for this main path, 60 teams are directly qualified to the second qualifying round of the Conference League, and they are joined by the 30 winners of the first qualifying round. The 90 teams or pairings have been split into 9 groups of 10 teams. Within each group, an equal number of clubs or pairings are seeded and unseeded. We have used a computer system to compose these groups in full respect of all the draw principles, such as country protection, so ensuring that no 2 clubs from the same association can be drawn against each other, and seeding based on the UEFA club coefficients. As far as this seeding is concerned, the regulations stipulate that if a club in the first qualifying round has an individual club coefficient high enough to be seeded in the second qualifying round, then the winners of the match involving this club are automatically seeded for the second qualifying round draw. It means by default that the result of today's draw will not change due to the results of the first qualifying round. All the clubs within the 9 groups have then been ordered randomly and identified by a number, 1 to 5 for the seeded teams and 6 to 10 for the unseeded teams. For the draw itself, 5 balls will be placed into this first pot containing the numbers 1 to 5 corresponding to the respectively numbered seeded teams in each of the 9 groups. The second pot contains the numbers 6 to 10, corresponding, of course, to the unseeded teams. Each time, 1 ball will be drawn from each of the 2 pots and placed into this empty central pot where they are shuffled and drawn again to establish the pairings and the order of matches. The result of that draw applies universally to all 9 groups. Now, it's a bit complicated, so to explain, for an example, if the first ball drawn from this central pot contains the slip of paper number 2 and the second the slip of paper number 8, the clubs which have been assigned numbers 2 and 8 in each of the 9 groups will play each other. Moreover, as the first ball drawn, the teams assigned number 2 in each group will be the home team for the first leg for all 9 groups. The same procedure is then carried out with the remaining balls to complete all the pairings. I think that was enough of an explanation for us to now be able to get started with the draw.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Tom. And now, as you said, we can go directly to the draw. And as you said, let's start. You can see the different groupings on the wall and as well in your draw documents, where you can see as well the position your team has been allocated to. So let's start. Directly, let's start with the draw of the first. It will be number 7.
And they will play against all teams identified by number 5.
So, this leads to the following pairings. Gilra United FC from Malta or Athletic Club Escaldes Andorra versus FK Radnik Nice from Serbia, Aris Limassol FC from Cyprus versus Neftchi PFC from Azerbaijan, PFC Sire from Azerbaijan versus Maccabi Tel Aviv from Israel, Sepsi Ostvantvu George from Romania versus NK Olympia Ljubljana from Slovenia or FC Differdange 03 from Luxembourg, Breitbajik from Iceland or UE Santa Coloma Andorra versus FK Pudoknoš Podgorica from Montenegro or KF Lapi from Kosovo.
Also, Vikingur from the Faroe Islands or Europa FC from Gibraltar will be playing against Dagstunske Skreda from Slovakia or Cliftonville FC from Northern Ireland. FC Koper from Slovenia will play against FC Vaduz from Liechtenstein. Floriana FC from Malta or FC Petrokop Hinkesti from Moldova will be playing against KF Lasi from Albania or FK Iskra Danilovgrad from Montenegro. And AIK from Sweden will be playing against FC Vorskla Poltava from the Ukraine.
Yes. Let's do this next pairing. Here we go. Number 10. All teams indicated with number 10.
They will be playing against all teams with number 4.
Which will lead to the following pairings. FC Gomel from Belarus versus Aris Thessaloniki FC from Greece, FK Veles from Bosnia-Herzegovina versus Alashkert FC Armenia or Hamrun Spartans FC from Malta, KF Vlasania from Albania versus Universitat Craiova from Romania, FC Kishliastar Petropavlovsk from Kazakhstan versus NK Osijek Croatia, St. Patrick's Athletics FC from Republic of Ireland versus FC Svintful George from Moldova or NS Mura from Slovenia.
MKS Pogoń Szczecin from Poland or KR Reykjavik from Iceland will be playing against Brøndby IF from Denmark. FK Borak Banja Luka from Bosnia-Herzegovina or B36 Torshavn from the Faroe Islands will be playing against SS Trefiori FC from San Marino or CS Forlage from Luxembourg. Racing FC Union Luxembourg from Luxembourg will be playing against FK Kukarici from Serbia, and Valmiera FC from Latvia will be playing against KF Shkendia from North Macedonia or FC Ararat Yerevan from Armenia.
Let's go for the next. And the next was playing the first leg at home. will be teams indicated with number 8.
And they will play their matches against teams indicated by number 1.
Which would lead to the following pairings: PFC Botev Plovdiv from Bulgaria versus Apoel FC from Cyprus, FC Zabotalo Georgia or FK Partizani Albania versus Football Club FSSB from Romania, Ararat Armenia FC from Armenia versus FC Dinamo Tbilisi Georgia or Paide Linnameskont from Estonia, FK Liepāja Latvia or SC Giuliani Kosovo versus PSC Young Boys from Switzerland, Larn FC from Northern Ireland or St. Joseph FC from Gibraltar versus SK Slavia Praha from Czech Republic.
SP Penny from San Marino or FK Tuzla City from Bosnia-Herzegovina will play against AZ Alkmaar from the Netherlands, MFK Ružomberok from Slovakia or FK Kauno Žalgiris from Lithuania will play against Derry City FC from the Republic of Ireland or Riga FC from Latvia. PFC Levski Sofia from Bulgaria will play against PAOK FC from Greece, and Rakau Częstochowa from Poland will play against FC Astana from Kazakhstan.
2 more. Let's have a look. The first leg at home will be teams indicated with the number 3.
And they will play against all teams indicated with the number 9.
So, this will lead to the following pairings: Fehervar FC from Hungary versus Gabala SC from Azerbaijan, PFC CSK Sofia Bulgaria versus FK Macedonia GP Skopje from North Macedonia, FC Kairat Almaty Kazakhstan versus Kisvarda FC Hungary, SK Rapid Wien from Austria versus KS Lechia Gdansk from Poland or Akademia Pandev from North Macedonia, FC Spartak Trnava from Slovakia versus HB Toshavan from Faroe Island or Newton AFC from Wales.
Motherwell FC from Scotland will play against Ballatown FC from Wales or Sligo Rovers FC from Republic of Ireland. FC Basel 1893 from Switzerland will play against FCB Magpies from Gibraltar or Crusaders FC from Northern Ireland. Vitória SC from Portugal will be playing against Puskás Akadémia FC from Hungary, and Klub Skopje from Finland or FC Delagori from Georgia will be playing against Panevėžys from Lithuania or FC Milsami Orhei from Moldova.
Okay, one more. We see which numbers are left, but we draw now who will be the first team drawn. We'll play the first leg at home. And to determine the last pairings, which will be teams indicated with the number 2.
And to complete the pairings, they will be playing against teams indicated by the number 6.
Which will lead to the last pairings, which are Istanbul Başakşehir FK from Turkey versus Maccabi Netanya FC from Israel, Hapoel Be'er FC from Israel versus FC Dynamo Minsk, Belarus or FK Decic, Montenegro, FC Bate Borisov, Belarus versus Konyaspor, Turkey, FC Flora Tallinn, Estonia or SJK Seinäjoki, Finland versus Lillestrøm SK, Norway, FK Sudova from Lithuania versus Viborg FF from Denmark.
Molde FK from Norway will be playing against EF Elfsborg from Sweden. Royal Antwerp FC from Belgium will be playing against FC Interturku from Finland or FC Drita from Kosovo. HNK Rijeka from Croatia will line up against Djurgårdens EF from Sweden, and AC Sparta Praha from the Czech Republic will play against Viking FK from Norway.
That concludes now all the draws, and we have great lineups ahead of us. And it's now for the Champions Pass and Main Pass. We know the pairings, and this concludes the second qualifying round draw. So all matches of both paths will have to be played in principle on 21st and 28th July 2022. The 53 winners of the second qualifying round will be qualified for the third qualifying round of the UEFA Europa Conference League, for which the draw will take place here in Nyon on Monday, 18th July 2022. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes the draw ceremony, and I wish all the teams the best of luck. Goodbye from Lyon, and all the best.